Good evening, Central Louisiana. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Jake Lambright. This week is going to be a very pleasant week compared to the active weather weeks we've had for the last month or so. I do want to talk about the rivers, though, because that will be one of the bigger weather stories this week. You'll see here 5 of our rivers that we keep track of: the Red River at Alexandria, Calcasieu River at Glenmora, Calcasieu River at Oakdale, Sabine River at Toledo Bend, and the Atchafalaya River over at Simmsport. Most of those right now are not flooding, but the Calcasieu River at Glenmora is in minor flood stage. We have a couple of other rivers getting close to the action stage. One of those rivers is the Red River at Alexandria. You'll notice right now it's at about 27 feet, but by the 11th, or the morning of the 11th, which will be on Friday morning, we will start to see that river a little bit closer to 28 feet, which means that it will be in the action stage. We'll have to watch a little more closely at that point, but at least for now, it's not expected to reach minor flood stage. It is expected to crest at around 28 feet. The Calcasieu River at Glenmora is in minor flood stage right now, and as we get closer to Friday morning, we'll see that river continue to go up to about 14.5 feet. That one we're watching as moderate flood stage is at 16 feet. Then last but not least, the Calcasieu River at Oakdale, not flooding right now, and it will stay a foot below the action stage by Friday morning, even as that river continues to go up to near 14 feet by early Friday morning. Here's a look at our First Alert weather cam at the Toledo Bend over in Zwolle. This is on Wednesday evening. The lake there looking great right now. Temperatures are great as well. It'll be a great evening to spend some time out, maybe on a boat or out on a jet ski this evening out on the lake, as things are looking pretty nice. Temperatures just before 6 o'clock are in the mid-70s for the most part, with a couple of upper 70, low 80-degree readings left in there as well. We are running warmer than we were this time yesterday evening by about 5 degrees, give or take, across the entire area, and things will continue to stay nice as we go through the next couple of hours. Sunny skies expected before the sun sets, and then those clear skies continue after sunset. We'll be in the 60s until a little closer to midnight tonight, and then transition into the 50s overnight tonight. Hometown lows will be in the lower 50s for most, mid-50s for a couple of spots, right about or just below the average for this time of the year, and winds stay pretty light to calm throughout the night tonight. Tomorrow, though, winds pick up out of the west-southwest. Expect those about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures will be in the 60s by mid-morning, 70s before lunchtime, and eventually the 80s once again for those afternoon highs. Here's a look at hometown highs for tomorrow. You'll see most highs there in the low and mid-80s, with a couple of spots there seeing the mid-80s for those afternoon highs. So running a bit above the average for this time of the year for sure. That 7-day temperature trend here showing us staying rather consistent there, upper 70s to low 80s for the most part over the next 7 days. Morning lows, though, will actually be a little bit cooler on Saturday morning. Lows will be in the upper 40s, and we're back to 50s and 60s for those morning lows as we head to the first half of next week. Here's your First Alert 7-day forecast, and really not much to complain about here. We got mostly sunny skies across the board. It will be pretty nice. Overnight lows will mainly be in the 50s and 60s, with, again, that brief return to the 40s early Saturday morning. First Alert 10-day forecast here showing great weather continuing into the following work week. We'll keep those highs in the 70s and 80s, and overnight lows in the 50s and 60s.